Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Thursday. So just wanted to pop on here quickly because one of the things that I get asked a lot as a nutritionist is, especially right now with everything going on, how do we strengthen our immune systems? How do we protect ourselves and give our bodies, exactly what it needs right now so that, if we happen to go out shopping, if we happen to come, if we happen to have to go out and, interact with people, how can we make sure that we are doing all that we can to protect our bodies? So today I'm going to tackle it from basically three perspectives. So I want to tackle it from what we're eating, and then I'm going to give you some essential oils that are also really good to protect your, hey Michelle, girl, what's up? Give you some essential oils that are also really good to have in your home. And then I'm also going to talk about some of the lifestyle things that we can do that are going to make such a massive difference in terms of making sure that your body is so well equipped that you stay healthy and strong during this time. So the very first thing, so we're going to talk about the three things right now that I know a lot of y'all are probably eating that are actually destroying your immune system. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to come back on and talk about this, because so many of you right now are baking. And, I can remember the very first week when we had to when we started social isolation, and Marcus and I went to Loblaws, and I looked down the baking aisle and it was totally empty. All of the flour, all of the sugar, everything was gone. And I was like, what? Why are people? And then I realized afterwards, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Moms are probably going to want to bake their faces off during this time. But here's the problem with that. Is the number one thing that is going to weaken your immune system. There are so many studies about this, I can't even begin to talk about it, is sugar. White processed sugar is the number one killer of your immune system. And following shortly after that is white processed flour. So everything that you guys are baking with right now, and hydrogenated oils. So basically vegetable oils, which a lot of people also use in baking. So if you are doing a lot of baking right now, I highly encourage you to put down the whisk, turn off the oven, and back away, because if there's one thing that is weakening your immune system more than anything right now, it is all of the sugar that you are eating. Now, if you have a sweet tooth and you want to consume sugar or you want to consume something sweet, what I would say is go for the more natural sweeteners, like the low-calorie sweeteners like stevia. Those are great. The other thing that I would say is if you can get your hands on it, local organic honey is actually an immune booster for the system in small, in moderation. I'm not talking about eating a lot of it, but I would say definitely in moderation. And then of course you can eat fruit. But, getting your kid, especially right now, if you think about your kids, getting them all of those snack packs and the granola bars and everything, I would highly stay away from it, just because if there are you can look on the pack, look at the, the amount of sugar. If there's tons of sugar in it right now, you want to exit, because it is just weakening your immune system. So what can we eat then to build it up? So those are the three things that we want to stay away from. So what can we eat to build up our immune system? And so the first one, which I drank, I have it actually in my mug right now. If you guys ever see me with a big black mug, this is what I'm either drinking: a matcha latte, a matcha almond milk latte, or I'm guzzling down bone broth. Bone broth is like the golden elixir of all things. It's amazing to help build your immune system. It's awesome for gut health, and it has such great collagen in it. So if you want stronger nails and hair, want to, make sure that you're, watch the wrinkles and watch the aging, I'm telling you right now, it is key. And I literally, so if you have a crock pot or an Instapot, you can literally make this at home. I make a batch almost 2 times a week because I'm drinking it all the time. So I make it in my Instapot. Instapots actually have a bone broth setting, so it's really easy. And all you need to do is literally take old bones from if you roasted a chicken or if you did something like that. I actually go to my butcher, so we have a local organic butcher, and they actually keep their bones. And so I just buy their bones from them and then use it in the bone broth. But you can just save up old bones. The secret to good bone broth though, is you want to make sure that the meat that you are consuming is organic meat, because you want the bones to be of the best quality. If you are eating shitty bones, like if you are making bone broth out of shitty bones, you're gonna get shitty bone broth with all of those hormones and packed with all that stuff. So you really, really wanna be able to pick good quality bones to make your bone broth. That being said too, if you can buy organic vegetables to throw in, I definitely would. Not mandatory at all. So you can just take a handful of bones. It's so easy, guys. I usually just take, and it's like for moms, it's amazing because you don't have to chop, like you don't have to peel, you don't have to do anything. So I take 2 to 3 large carrots, half a stalk of celery, 1 or 2 onions, like a half a clove of garlic, throw it in with some salt and some pepper kernels, and let it go. So if you have an Instapot, there's a bone broth setting, set it and forget it. You can have bone broth, I think it's within 2.5 hours. If you don't have an Instapot, you can do the exact same thing with your crock pot. It just takes a little longer. So you just need to do, and then you just fill it up obviously with water. And so you can just do the same thing with your crock pot. So you can just take like, you know, bones from a roasted chicken that you did, or bones from, if you guys had a couple nice steaks with the bone in or something like that, save all of them up, accumulate them, and then that way you have an abundance of them. Throw them in with the carrots, with the celery, with the onion, with the garlic, with the peppercorns and the salt, and let it go. So on a crock pot, usually I usually do mine in a crock pot for about 36 to 48 hours. Like I really, really cook out all of the good marrow from the bones. And then after, all you have to do is just strain it. So I just strain out all of the liquid, throw out all of the compost, all of the, you know, extras, like all of the vegetables and everything. And then I just keep it in mason jars, and I have bone broth ready to go for the rest of the week. So bone broth is the golden elixir for all things immune boosting and gut health right now. And of course, you know, a healthy gut is key, especially to a healthy immune system. So in addition to bone broth, what you want to be doing is you want to be eating a lot of vitamin C rich foods. Super, super easy to do right now. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, peppers are great. Bok choy is also a great source of vitamin C. So again, making sure that you're getting at least a serving of those in your diet every single day. In terms of fruit, you know, you could do berries. Blueberries are amazing because they also have a lot of great antioxidants in them. So I highly recommend blueberries. You can do lemons and limes. Grapefruits are great. Kiwis are a phenomenal source of vitamin C, as are strawberries. And so make sure that, you know, you're getting a lot of that, a lot of those good vitamins in when you're, you know, throughout the course of the day. So if you are craving something sweet, definitely go for the blueberries, because then it's multi-purpose. Not only are you not eating, you know, the sugary whatever snack that's going to deplete your immune system, you're going to go for something that's actually going to boost your immune system. And then, so of course, another great thing that I always love to recommend, especially in the winter, like this is like, I mean, COVID is a totally different beast right now, but I always say it's really good to make sure that your omega-3s are super high. So what that looks like, you can take an omega-3 supplement, but from a day-to-day, try to incorporate salmon into your diet, or walnuts even. So like, you know, it would be really easy. So if you're having like a Greek yogurt with, you know, some fresh fruit on it, crumble some, you know, get some crumbled up walnuts and throw that on top, and you're getting an amazing source of omega-3 right there. The other thing that's also immune boosting is selenium. So this can come in a supplement as well, but you can get an amazing source of selenium from chicken. So just make sure that you're including like chicken into your diet every single day. Like lean chicken breasts are going to be awesome. Kids love chicken. So if you're eating it, you're already doing your part, which is phenomenal. And then the last thing I would say, so in terms of essential oils, I know a lot of us use them for, like I use them throughout the house all the time. I use them with the babies. I put lavender in the room so that they can sleep at night. But some of the bigger essential oils that are really good for immune boosting right now are lemon. Lemon is amazing. I also love the smell of it in my home. It's just very calming. Clove, oregano, and thyme are also really, really good for, you know, immune boosting essential oils if you guys have access to them. I would say, again, essential oils, like anything else, you have to do your research, because the thing is that a lot of them are not ethically created and made, and so you don't want to be diffusing toxins into your house. So just do your due diligence and your research to make sure that you're picking, you know, the proper ones. And then last but not least, so the number one thing, which I think, and I've talked about this so much in the group, to help boost your immune system, or the thing that's going to deplete it, is stress, which is ironic because, especially with the media right now, that's all their doom and gloom, their tactics in terms of how they're relaying this information does nothing but put our stress levels on through the roof. And then we are operating in this fight or flight mode all the time. And so there's actually a study that says 60 to 80% of Americans, well, actually people in North America, that come to the doctors are there because of stress-induced illnesses. 60 to 80%. So if you ever go to the doctor, if you're not feeling well, if you look back, a lot of times it's because you were run down. You weren't getting enough sleep, you weren't taking care of yourself, and your immune system depleted, and then therefore you got sick. So whatever you can do to reduce your stress right now, I definitely would. So what that looks like for me is we are going for a walk. I'm walking at least once or twice a day for 30 minutes. I'm getting out of the house. I'm getting a lot of great vitamin D. Vitamin D is an essential supplement for you to have right now, not only because it's the sunshine vitamin, but because it's going to boost your mood. So I'm walking a lot, I'm journaling a lot, and I'm doing whatever I possibly can to create some space at some point between me and the people in my family. And I think that is important for everybody, especially because we are all trapped in our houses right now. So what that looks like for Marcus and I is we sort of tag team off the girls. If I'm like, listen, I just need 30 minutes, I'm gonna go, sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna go for a walk by myself, or I'm gonna go, we have a treadmill in our garage, I'm gonna go to the garage and just walk on the treadmill for a little bit. For him, same sort of thing. He's like, I'm gonna just go into the basement and do some work or whatever it is. I'm going to go upstairs in the bedroom, I'm going to shut the door and read for 30 minutes. We allow ourselves to take some time to reboot, because it's when you're constantly surrounded by other people, when you're constantly faced with, people, especially for me, I'm an introvert, it doesn't give you the ability to reset yourself, to feel, to kind of come back down to square one. And so by making that commitment with your partner, like, hey, you want some time? I need some time. I'm going to give you 30 minutes here. You can have 30 minutes there. It's going to make a world of difference. And then lastly within that, and I always say this, sleep. If you aren't getting, I've been talking to so many moms that now that we're even home, you're getting less sleep, because we're in a cycle now where it's like we're surrounded by the kids all day. We're totally exhausted. As soon as we put them to bed, we Netflix and chill, and it's like episode after episode after episode, and all of a sudden, before you know it, it's like 11:30 midnight and you're still awake, or you've passed out on the couch. And so what I would say is you need to get, especially right now, at least 8 hours. And if you can't get 8, aim for 7.5. And one of the things that I like to say is, if you are struggling to get to sleep, just set the intention of going to bed each week 15 minutes earlier. Build it up like a habit. So if you are getting to bed at 11 o'clock right now, if you are crawling into bed, just set the alarm, set an alarm on your phone for 15 minutes earlier and get to bed 15 minutes earlier. Or make a habit of getting ready for bed with the kids so that, your face is washed, your jammies are on, and it's absolutely so natural for you to just walk into your room and maybe read for a little bit or whatever you need to do. But that's what I would absolutely say. The reason being is between the hours of 11 and 2, your body is doing the most to restore itself. It's restoring its metabolism, it's resetting all of its internal functions, and if you aren't asleep by 11 p.m., you're missing out on that good quality time, which means that all of the stress and everything that you've carried from today is then going to go into the following day. So make sure that you're getting that time. Make sure that you are in bed, lights out, eyes closed, ready to fall asleep by 11:30. So then at least that gives you some time. Usually it takes me about 15 minutes to kind of fall asleep, depending on the night. Give yourself some time. So guys, just to recap really quickly. So the 3 things that are destroying your immune system right now are processed sugar, so white sugar, white flour, and hydrogenated oils, so vegetable oil. Those are the 3 things. So all of you guys who are at home baking, whether it be stress baking or just something that you want to do with your kids, I would put down the mixing bowl, girl. Just put it down, because you aren't doing anybody any favors. I know it seems like a lot of fun, but you know, it's causing you to snack all day, it's causing your kids to eat this stuff, and it's the number one thing that's going to destroy your immune system. So then in terms of what you do want to eat to make sure that you are restoring your immune system is you want to make sure that you're getting a lot of bone broth. You can skip to the beginning of this video. I tell you exactly how to do it. Eat a lot of bone broth or drink a lot of bone broth. You want to focus on vitamin C rich vegetables. So things like broccoli, berries, what else was there? Brussels sprouts, bell peppers, lemons, limes, grapefruit. All of these things are really good vitamin C rich foods. You want to get a lot of omega-3 in right now because we're a very high omega-6 society. So you want to make sure you're getting a lot of omega-3 in. So walnuts and salmon, eating a lot of that, that's great. And selenium. Selenium is immune boosting. And you can get a lot of that from chicken. In terms of, you know, one of the things that can also help to reduce your stress and improve your immune system is essential oils in the home. And so, you know, a lot of good essential oils. Lemon, clove, thyme, and oregano are really good immune boosting essential oils. I run lemon in my house all the time just because I find the scent very just relaxing. I love lemon in my home. And then last but not least, in terms of the things that you want to make sure that you're doing, reducing your stress, journaling, walking, you know, whatever it is that you need to do, make sure that you're giving yourself, even if it's like as soon as you put the kids to bed, you're going to take a 30-minute, like nice long hot bath. Like we got all the time in the world, guys. Like take your time out to tell your partner, like vocalize, because it's especially important for both of you to be doing this because you guys are the heads of the household. If you're not feeling well, everybody else isn't going to be feeling well either. So making sure that you're doing what you can to reduce your stress, and above all else, making sure that you're getting enough sleep. Between 7.5 to 8 hours is key. No joke. I can't even not to mention, I have so many clients in the program who literally struggle to get 8 hours of sleep. And I always say, give yourself an entire week where you're going to bed and getting 8 hours, and you're going to watch 2 pounds come off that scale. And lo and behold, it happens every single time. So if you want to make sure that you're dropping the weight, get to bed. Anyways, guys, that's all for now. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any other questions, you know where to find me. I'll see you in the group. Bye.